Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the football betting series here on YouTube. Last week, we went 2 out of 3 in our Premier League picks, and we went 4 out of 6 in Europe as well, which means our February record is looking like this: 12 wins, 5 losses, and 0 pushes, for a total of £91.80 profit. Adding this to our overall record means we're looking at 20 wins, 8 losses, and 0 pushes. And so far, we are up £156.60, looking to increase that profit margin once again this week. So if you enjoyed today's video, please drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for more content. Without further ado, let's get into our Premier League picks for the 17th and 18th of February. We kick things off with 14th place Brentford playing host to table-topping Liverpool, and Brentford won their most recent game by 2-0 away to Wolves. They did their job as the away team. Despite having significantly less possession and less goal-scoring opportunities, they managed to make their chances count. Their 9 shots resulted in 6 on target, and of course 2 goals. This does mean that Brentford have now won 2 in their last 4, after a really rough spell recently, where they had only won 1 in their last 11 prior to the Wolves game. The away side, Liverpool, well, they made hard work of their recent victory by 3-1 against Burnley. It was nice to see Darwin Núñez score a goal to put the game beyond all doubt. Now, they have resumed winning ways following their loss to Arsenal and are unbeaten in 12 of their last 13 Premier League matches. Head-to-head, Liverpool won the game earlier this season by 3-0. A game where Brentford, well, they generated a fair amount of chances, but it was Liverpool who made theirs count. Additionally, Liverpool have won 3 of the last 4 encounters. With Brentford still not quite steadying the ship and Liverpool very much in the title race, I can only see this game going one way. I think Klopp and Liverpool will galvanise around their most recent victory and have all week to prepare for this game. Liverpool to win away from home for a full stake in bet number 1. Our second selection sees 19th place Burnley hosting 3rd place Arsenal. And as touched upon in our previous selection, Burnley lost their most recent game by 3-1 against Liverpool. This does mean that Vincent Kompany's team are now winless in their last 7. On the other hand, Arsenal, they dismantled West Ham in their most recent game. They won the first half of their match at the London Stadium by 4-0, with a final score finishing 6-0. This does mean that Arsenal have now won each of their last 4 games, scoring at least 2 goals in each match. Head-to-head, Arsenal won the reverse fixture at the Emirates in November by 3-1. Additionally, Burnley have not won against Arsenal since December of 2020. In this game, basically, I think that Arsenal are really going to punish Burnley. So whilst you could lean towards a straight bet on Arsenal to win at about 1.3 to 1.4, I do actually see Arsenal winning and scoring a lot of goals here. The question I need to ask myself is, can Arsenal win by 2 clear goals? A 2-0, a 3-0, a 3-1, or even a 6-0? And I do think that they're all realistic possibilities on the table. So considering I think Arsenal is going to win by some margin, I'm going to be looking at the Asian handicap market. I'm going to be taking Arsenal -1 on the Asian handicap line, which means if Arsenal win by 2 clear goals, I pick up the win. If Arsenal win the game, but it's only by a single goal, that will result in a push and we will get a full refund of our stake. If Burnley draw or even win the game, that means we lose. But I think it's just an extra way of getting value here for a side charging for the title against a side that looks consigned to relegation. Arsenal -1 on the Asian handicap, full stake in bet 2. Bet number 3 sees bottom of the table Sheffield United playing host to 9th place Brighton. And Sheffield United managed to win. Yes, they managed to win a game in their 3-1 away victory against Luton. This result broke a run of 3 straight losses, and things could be looking up for the Blades, but somehow I doubt it. The away side, Brighton, they lost 2-1, courtesy of a 96th minute Brennan Johnson goal for Spurs. This does mean that the Seagulls have now won 1 in just their last 5 games. However, looking at the head-to-head record, Brighton won the most recent match in the FA Cup. That match finished 5-2. However, in the previous Premier League meeting, that game finished 1-1. However, I think this speaks more favourably about Brighton than it does about Sheffield United. The Seagulls were winning 1-0 at the point where Mahmoud Dahoud was sent off, and only drawing thanks to a Webster own goal. With a full complement of players, assuming no one gets sent off, I'm expecting a scoreline more similar to the 5-2 than the 1-1. I'm going to be taking Brighton to win, but in light of their bad form of late, it's going to be tempered with a half stake. Our fourth and final bet of today's episode sees the other promoted side in action. 17th place Luton play host to 6th place Manchester United. As touched upon in our last breakdown, Luton lost by 3-1 against Sheffield United. Form has picked up of late, and it has resulted in Luton crawling out of the relegation zone. In fact, before the Sheffield United game, Luton actually had 10 points from their previous 5 Premier League matches, which puts them comfortably in the top half of the table in terms of form. The away side, Manchester United, well, perhaps a little bit fortunate to beat Aston Villa by 2-1 at Villa Park. This does mean that Manchester United are now unbeaten in their last 6 matches. When we look at the head-to-head record, Manchester United won the reverse fixture by just 1-0, but when we look at the stats, they utterly dominated. They held 65% of the ball and created 2.18 expected goals compared to Luton's 0.41. As has been the case for the last few seasons, United are a bit of a nightmare to pin down, but they've now tied together a pretty decent run of form, as I said, unbeaten in 6, and they've finally got Højlund scoring goals and finding his feet in the Premier League. I do think that Manchester United are good value for the away win here, and if they can tie together a similar performance as they did at Old Trafford earlier in the season, I see no issues with the Red Devils picking up all 3 points here. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to back the away side for a full stake in our final bet of the episode. So there we have it. 4 selections in today's video, starting off with the early kickoff. Brentford host Liverpool. Odds of 1.57. We're going to be backing the away side. £30 stake to return, 17.10. At 3 o'clock, Burnley host Arsenal. We're going to be taking Arsenal -1 on the Asian handicap line. If Arsenal win by 2 or more goals, we pick up our £15.60. Any other result, and we lose our stake of 30. On the Sunday, Sheffield United host Brighton. We're going to be backing the away side for just a half stake, odds of 1.69, £15 stake to return, £10.35. And wrapping up the weekend, Luton host Manchester United. We're taking the Red Devils at 1.88, £30 stake to return, 26.40. So across the weekend, we're going to be risking £105 to hopefully pick up as much as £69.45. Will we do so? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to tune into the next episode. But if you have made it to this point in the video, please drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for more content. Also, don't forget to check out the pinned comment for our continental football action. And as always, have yourself a lovely day.